From Orlando, Florida, you're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. It's the marquee game in college softball this evening as the UCF Knights, with a 5-1 record out of the Big 12, take on the Missouri Tigers, coming at 2-3 out of the Southeastern Conference. And we welcome you to the broadcast booth. Eric Lopez alongside two-time All-American Alex Powers. And Alex, the Knights are off to a fantastic start, 5-1 on the season, and they're doing it with a historic offense.
Well, it was the big bats for UCF in the opening weekend. They scored 61 runs in those 6 games, did not get shut out one time. And UCF, the hitters are hot right now. They want to keep that momentum going.
You look at the schedule, they run-ruled Boston and Cal State Bakersfield on opening day, suffered the setback against Duke, came from a 4-run deficit to run-rule Maryland. First time in program history a UCF team has done that. Then they run-ruled Buffalo and Maryland on Sunday. They did it with big power bats. Kendall Yarnell was a big part of that.
The 3 grand slams that were hit in opening weekend were a first in program history for UCF. Never before in program history have 3 grand slams been hit in one single weekend, Eric. Really good stuff.
Ball was taken off all weekend. The Tigers coming in from Clearwater. They're set. Tigers, Knights, their annual matchup here in Orlando. Coming up here on ESPN Plus. Alex?
Look how cute, just quacking their way around, waiting on us to get started over here at the Plex.
Tells you how big demand this game is. We got Addie Waits will lead it off here for the Tigers. Stefania Abroscato will be at second and catching. Sydney Forster, the right fielder freshman. Abby Hay at cleanup, former All-SEC performer. Abby Carr, the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in Missouri, will bat 5th. Can also pitch, keep that in mind. Madison Updegrove at short will hit 6th. Kaylee Langer, center field, hit 7th. Sophie Smith at second base. And then Claire Cahalan will be left field hitting 9th for the Tigers. You look at the Knights, the true freshman, Reagan Vukun, makes her first start in her collegiate career.
Vukun getting the ball tonight. Just the freshman, Coach Bob Malone, still trying to get this staff as a whole, so many young players on this team, the experience, especially heading into the first couple of weeks of season, which, you know, Eric, coach schedule's really difficult. I'm excited to see what she's got tonight.
There's Coach Cindy Malone. This will be the 5th game in 7 games so far that a true freshman has made the start. Part of 9 pitchers on the staff, 4 of them true freshmen. Coach Malone not shy to throw them and wants to throw them early. Get that experience now versus waiting till later in the year. Glad you could join us wherever you are on this beautiful 70-plus degree night in Orlando. And the first pitch from Vukun we're underway is a strike. 0-1 the count to Addie Waits. Freshman out of Lee Summit, Missouri. Was on the D1 softball freshman watch list. Disciplined player, one of the most disciplined players that Larissa Anderson has had in her coaching career, she told us. That's outside for a ball. One part of this freshman class that Coach Anderson's excited about. 7 freshmen on this roster for the Tigers. Coming off a tough first weekend up in Clearwater at the NFCA Leadoff Classic. Record a little misleading, 2-3, but as you pointed it out, Alex, off the air, 2 of those losses were in extra innings.
Just a lot of close ball games right now, and in the month of February, I don't think you can ever really consider games as upsets and anything like that. You just got to keep fighting. It's a grind out there the first couple of weeks.
Slow, the count is 2-2. Lost to South Alabama in 11 innings. In a really good ball game. Lost to Penn State, who's a healthy Penn State team, in 10 innings. Did beat BYU while they were there, and Liberty. The 2-2 from Vukun. Outside 3-2 now, the count to Waits. Their other loss was to Oregon and the senior Lindsey Grind, who threw the no-hitter. Grind, one of the best pitchers in the country. So again, tough competition, which is how Larissa Anderson and the Tigers usually schedule. Payoff pitch from Vukun. Strike 3 looking, frozen. And there goes down the strikeout for the first out of the ball game.
Good pitch here by Vukun. Just going to paint it on the inside corner, down in the zone at the knees, coming from the left side, lefty on lefty matchup. That's tough.
Take a look at the Knights defense. That's Destiny Washington at center field with Izzy Mertez at left, Kendall Yarnell at right. And it's Ashley Griffin at first with Sierra Humphreys at second, Aubrey Evans at short, Coco Jaimez at third with Beth Damon right there catching on that slow pitch there to Stefania Abroscato. There's CC. There's Coco Jaimes. Behind Reagan Vaucoon. The 0-1. Just missed outside, 1-1. Anthony Small, we've seen him for many years. One of the vets calling this his home plate umpire. Carlos Guzman at first, Brandon Jacobson at third. There's Anthony. There's the 1-1 pitch. Just missed, 2-1 to count. To Stefania Abrescado Jr. out of Smithtown, New York. Taking over for the great Crenshaw, who graduated last year at catcher. There's a swing and a miss. Julia Crenshaw, one of the best catchers in the country, All-American, graduating. That's one of the questions for Missouri. Replacing that production, not just offensively, but what she meant to the team from a catching standpoint. And Coach Anderson confident in Abrescado, who's had a great fall to earn this opportunity. 2-2 from Vaucoon. Grounded to first. That is a foul ball. Foul ball is the call. And we'll do it again, 2-2.
Good job by Vaucoon, just trying to get ahead here. And that's what she needs to do, keep attacking the zone, trying to work ahead of these hitters. You mentioned it already, Eric, but the fight that this Missouri team has shown, even only this many games into the season so far, so many back and forth battles, a lot of feelings, emotions, right? Like as you're working through these kind of kinks to figure it out. Woo.
Nasty pitch again by Reagan Vaucoon. Gets the strikeout. What a start here for the first two hitters getting via the strikeout.
Great changeup by Vaucoon, just gonna fall off the table. The big hack by Abrescado. I mean, look at the downward motion there right at the end, the last couple of feet, gonna just completely fall off the table. That's great spin, great maturity going right at these hitters from the freshman.
Now Sydney Forrester, the true freshman. They expect big production out of this freshman out of Oklahoma. Takes outside for a ball. She was also on the D1 softball freshman watch list. A lot of talented freshmen from both teams here. Abby Carr, who we'll see later in this game for Missouri. Another one to watch. Of course, the Knights. 4 true freshman pitchers. Ava Stewie made 2 starts last week. Actually, the Big 12 Freshman of the Week was announced on Tuesday. Of course, you got Vaucoon, Hildy Dempsey, Tori Payne. Told them both, like, hey, come up with a nickname we could use on the air here. Fab Four, I don't know. That's early speculation.
We still got time.
2-0. Foul back, and the count is 2-1. And talking to Coach Bumble, she was really pleased on how all the 4 freshmen handled themselves. And as she says it, they don't act like freshmen. That's one thing that Coach Ball Malone and a lot of the players talked about this freshman. They're freshmen in title, but they don't really act like it.
Well, and a lot of people wonder what it means to play with maturity, but it really is just playing confident, playing like you know the game well. As you see Forrester hitting that one right back up the middle. Somebody was bound to at some point hit one hard somewhere, Eric, but Reagan Vaucoon off to a great start here, but Sydney Forrester just going to take this pitch. And that's where, if you miss a drop ball a little bit too high in the zone, it's thigh high, one that you can drive.
Single for the young freshman, coming in hitting .294. That'll bring up Abby Hay, and big news for the Tigers. Abby Hay had a great week in Clearwater. And she takes a strike, 375, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Was an all-SEC second-team performer in 2024. Had a tough year last year, battled injuries, Alex, and really, they get her now at healthy 100% at that all-SEC level. That makes a huge difference for this offense. So that one gets away from Damon and allows Forrester to go to second. And now Forrester in scoring position with Abby Hay, but that's a key. Having Abby Hay healthy and playing at that level at all-SEC, that'll make a big difference for this Tigers offense. One and one to count to Hay, the right-handed hitter here against Vaucoon. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2.
You talk about what she was able to accomplish already. You see this pitch up in the zone from Vaucoon. Gonna get underneath it well, just continues to spin it up and out off the plate. And Abby Hay gonna be a big contributor to this offense for Missouri.
Pops it up there at foul territory. Griffin makes the catch to retire Hay, and the Tigers in the top of the first. So Bakun works around the 1-2 out single. And we head to the bottom of the first. Knights will come to the plate when we return here on a Wednesday night in Orlando. Take a look at the Knights offense here with Coco Jaimes to lead it off, followed by Aubrey Evans and Izzy Mertes, who had 3 homers in the first week of the season. Ashley Griffin, Sierra Humphreys, Kendall Yarnell, and the rest of that Knights lineup going up against Sierra Harrison, who makes her 3rd appearance in this complex in her Tigers career. She came in relief as a freshman in 2023, got the start in last year's ball game in this park. And now in her senior campaign, getting the start here for Larissa Anderson against Coco Jaimes. Head near 1-1, the Cats at Coco. We need 400 on the young season for Coco Jaimes out of the leadoff spot for the sophomore. 2-0. It's a strike. It's 2-1. Of course, these two programs have played pretty frequently since 2021. Missouri won a thriller late in that 2021 game, aided by Jenna Laird and company. They won a shootout here at 2023, 10-7. The 2-1 pitch. Missed there low. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. The Knights came back from a 5-run deficit to win it in extra innings against Missouri last year on a Maddie Simon walk-off hit. Point is, these teams don't play boring games. Coco hits it to third, fielded cleanly, throw to first in time as 5-3 on the ground out as Addie waits. Throwing out Jaimes. Take a look at this Tiger defense. Did not make an error in Clearwater. Led by one of the better defensive outfielders in Kaylee Langer at center field with Claire Cahalan and Sydney Forrester in the outfield. There's Abby Hay at first with Sophie Smith at second. Madison Updegrove at short, and Addie waits at third, and Briscato catching. Aubrey Evans at the plate. Takes for a ball. 1-0 the count to Aubrey Evans, hitting .333 on the season with a homer and 4 RBIs here in her senior campaign out of Apopka, Florida. The 1-0. Evans hits a fly ball to left center. Langer is under it. Makes the catch to retire Aubrey Evans for the second out here in the bottom of the first.
Well, you look at Missouri's opening weekend, and one of the things that Coach Anderson did say, Eric, to your point, was that she feels like their defense was right there. They didn't miss any balls that she expected them to make, and they played really well, good communication behind one another, behind their pitchers. She was overall pleased between the pitching performances as well as the defense, and she said, my offense is really what needs to step up. We were kind of slow to start in some of our games, and it's hard to come back and be competitive offensively when you're playing from behind.
Izzy Mertes at the plate, takes ball 1. 1-0 the count to Izzy. Takes a strike. Izzy hit one of those 3 UCF grand slams that Alex referred to in the open. First time a UCF team's ever done that in the first week of the season. Mertes coming on Sunday. She hits one to right, but right at the right fielder, Forrester, who makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Harrison and the Tigers. We are through 1 here at the complex. No score.
Here in Orlando, an opening weekend. Excited to see how that momentum continues. Obviously, of course, excited to see UCF, Tennessee, Texas Tech, some of the big schools there. Actually, there's a lot of big schools. Taking a tumble over at first base.
Abby Carr, who gets the hit there, stumbled a little bit. Hope she's all right there, but she gets the single to lead off the Tigers' second inning.
Good swing. You see Jaimes is going to break a little bit in instead of more towards your back angle, giving a drop step. I'm going to just slip coming around first. You see the way she hit the bag, too. I mean, the heel just kind of kept going and slid right off. Might be a bit wet.
did rain a little bit, slightly missed rain earlier today here in Orlando. But yeah, I'll be out there Friday, Saturday. I'll be out there. Of course, UCF will play on Friday up there in Clearwater. As will, of course, Missouri. Missouri will play NC State on Friday. UCF will play Northwestern to start their version of the tournament. Take another look.
You see it's that left leg that just, I mean, it completely slides right past the bag. It doesn't feel good because when your leg and your foot does that, it's almost like you can tighten up a little bit too, Eric. You start thinking, you know, muscular, whether it's hamstring, things like that, kind of get hyperextended there or a little stiff. A lot of the times in opening weekend, too, what we've seen with people slipping when running the bases, it's because their feet are moving so fast underneath them. It's like their feet can't keep up. That one, not the case.
Madison Updegrove, the sophomore to hit here. Takes ball 1-0 the count. This is kind of the unofficial start of the Shriners Clearwater, as I joke with both coaches. They usually like to play this game right before both of them go participate in that tournament. The 1-0, the strike. A lot of our friends over there, they're going to be broadcasting or watching this game, taking notes, listening to every word you're saying, Alex. No pressure.
They're just prepping, getting ready for the games, but why not have a good game like this midweek heading into Clearwater this weekend? They're both here.
Ooh, squared to butt there, pops it up, foul. 1-2 to count. Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Chucky Kemp yesterday, recording for the In the Circle podcast. He was asking me off the air, so what does Alex think about UCF? I'm like, yeah, you know, it's a good question. I'll ask her. Everybody wants to know your thoughts, Alex, this time, you know?
I mean, hey, there's been a lot of good softball so far. This is the loosest I've seen UCF play.
Updegrove hits one to left. That's going to drop for a hit. And the Tigers with a threat here in the second. First and second, nobody out as the single by Updegrove to left.
Back-to-back singles here to the left side for Missouri. This one going to fall in shallow left field to Mertez. Just the little jam job there. Not much you can do if you're Vicun on that, but you look at this UCF team as a whole, Eric, and I mentioned that this is the loosest I've ever seen them play in general, not just to start, but I love how they've been out there competing. They're swinging the bat so well.
Throw to second, and just getting back is Abby Carr on the throw by Damon.
You watch plays like that, the confidence on the field. I mean, just to lay it all out, big situation, catching her lean in there. Love the good heads-up play by Humphreys, who feels like it might have been close. You got to tag low, go to the bag, not the body. If she was at the bag, I feel like she might have had her.
Bunt by Langer, it's a good one. Griffin will throw to first with Humphreys covering. And a sack bunt there by Kaylee Langer, advancing both Tigers runners into scoring position now, second and third with one out here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Sophie Smith to the plate. Mentioned the Tigers, they played in the NFCA Leadoff Classic in Clearwater, bust here to Orlando for this game. They'll bust back after the game to Clearwater and get ready to play on Friday. It's in the dirt, good block by Damon. They'll play NC State on Friday and then take on UCLA. Then Northwestern, Florida State, and Duke. That's the lineup that Missouri will see in Clearwater this weekend. 1-0 missed outside, 2-0. Meanwhile, the Knights will open on Friday against Northwestern at 10 a.m., followed by Georgia at 1 o'clock.
Infield going to call time here, try to get on the same page. You got your infielders all chatting. Vicun and Damon going to have a quick convo as well. Really selling out for this pitch. And when you have a young arm in the circle like Vicun, I think strategy is key because she's getting behind right now in this at bat and really just needs to attack the zone, try to roll a ground ball. You're going to have your infield selling out, playing in to cut down the play at the plate here. You see all four UCF infielders going for that run.
To the dirt, ball 3. 3-0 the count to Sophie Smith.
And that's when, Eric, you start talking about maturity in these young athletes playing like they're a lot older, but right now the inexperience for Vicun showing just a little bit, trying to overpower situations and pitches.
Ball 4, Smith draws a walk. And that loads him up here with 1 out in the 2nd inning. That'll bring up now their number 9 hitter coming up for the Tigers. And Claire Cahalan. We're going to have a pitching change. Coach Ball Malone taking out Vicun. We'll tell you about the new Knights pitcher when we come back. Knights making a pitching change. Tigers threatening here. Look at here, Alex. Nothing like an in-person pooch pick.
Got the live pooches at the Plex. Love to see it. Getting his walkies on.
This one's in the outfield lounge. If you want to see them, a lot of pooches are always in the outfield lounge. Meanwhile, true freshman Hildy Dempsey making her 5th appearance here, coming in relief here in the top of the 2nd with bases loaded, 1 out.
Dempsey getting the ball. Going to come from the left side as well, but a little bit more velocity here from Dempsey with a drop and a curve. Can mix in a changeup as well.
That one squirts away from Damon, but the runners hold.
And you look at Dempsey, she has the most innings pitched so far for the staff on UCF right now. Good experience coming into a big situation here, trying to shut it down. Again, only a freshman. So much youth on this staff.
Ranked the number 33 player recruit coming out of prep softball. Meanwhile, there's Carly Jo Penner will come in defensively in left field here for Izzy Mertes. So Carly Jo Penner getting the move here, and this is more of a defensive move, obviously, with runners in scoring position. More of an experienced outfielder there. There's Carly Jo.
This is where Coach Ball Malone can really utilize the different roles on the team, the depth that she has on this roster right now, the most in a couple of years.
The strike, and the count is even at 1-1.
Great pitch by Dempsey, working away off the plate, liking her being aggressive, trying to establish a zone there off the white.
The 1-1 pitch. It's a strike, throw to third, and nothing doing there. But the count is 1-2 now to Cahalan.
That's where her curveball too is nasty. Lefty on lefty, gonna break away from the hitter, and you see Damon behind the dish ready at any point to try to pick off these runners who are caught leaning.
The 1-2. Chap to third. Jaimes goes to home plate to get the force out and cut off the run. 2 outs here in the 2nd. Nice job by the sophomore Jaimes.
Good job by Coco playing a solid defense here right down the third base line. Going to make the easy out at home. Getting the force out, saving a run. Big opportunity too for Dempsey coming in, going right at the hitters, knowing where she is in the order, trying to be aggressive, get herself in a different situation now, back at the top with 2.
Addie Waits at the plate. Freshman versus freshman as the first pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count to Addie Waits. So bases loaded, but 2 outs now here in the 2nd. Dempsey, the 1-0. Called the ball by Anthony Small. 2-0 the count. Three hits in the inning here, a couple of hits, and the 2-0. That's high, and it's 3-0. Nowhere to put. The young freshman here, Addie Waits.
Big situation. Let's see if Dempsey can battle back here to try to pound the zone on 3-0, 2 outs. You're probably getting the take, I would think. Get herself back in this.
Waits does take, and it's a strike. It's 3-1. Now the chess match is on, Alex. Right. What are you thinking here if you're Waits?
If I'm Waits, I'm still trying to see something middle. I'm in a good hitter's count. I want to be selective, not try to force it. My team needs me to be smart, not overly aggressive.
She swings away, fouls it off, and it's 3-2.
Dempsey getting herself back in the situation now. But Waits knows she's got to come right at her, so she's still sitting something over the middle of the zone here, just trying to be on time.
That one just missed outside. It's a ball forward, a walk to Waits. That will score up to Grove. And Missouri takes the early lead 1-0 here on the RBI walk. Coon was trying to go outside just a bit much. Now bases loaded. Still 2 outs with Stefania Abriscato at the plate. Abriscato to hit here with bases loaded, 2 outs on the Waits RBI. That's upstairs. And good patience by Addie Waits. Young freshman there a lot of times would be overly aggressive, but was very patient and disciplined, which is how Larissa Anderson described her to us. Showed it right there. The 1-0 is in there for a strike. It's 1-1.
If Hildy Dempsey can live in that location the next couple of pitches, I feel like she'll be in a good spot. She's trying to overthrow a little bit on some, and some of these pitches getting away from her, but right there, living on the outside corner. Again, lefty on lefty, tailing away from you. Tough to hit.
Goes around there, and it's 1-2.
It's that pitch. It's going to cause doubt because, again, you got to think about how much that ball is breaking out of the hand. She's getting good movement. She can trust her stuff and just allow the ball to do the work.
1-2. Away, 2-2. Sophie Smith at third, Claire Cahalan at second, Waits at first. 2-2, call the ball out away, and it's full, 3-2. Dempsey trying to get that corner, but it's not being called.
Big pitch right there for Hildy Dempsey, trying to work off the plate a little bit, but with somebody like Anthony Small behind the dish, you're not going to get that call. He has a tight zone, definitely a hitter zone, sitting something over the white.
It's fouled off, well said. Everybody's followed Anthony Small for many years. That's very accurate.
He's been in the game for a long time, and he's been consistent as well. He's always known to have a pretty tight zone. All you can ask for as a hitter or even a pitcher, just be consistent. Whatever your zone is, just keep it the same as much as possible.
3-2 swing and a miss and a strikeout. Dempsey gets the K to end the inning. Tigers do get a run. Strand 3. We're ahead to the bottom of the second. Tigers with a 1-0 lead. A pooch in a press box, Alex. Just what you wanted, just not this press box.
Tiny living up to his or her name there, but so cute in the window. I mean, these dogs are just posed perfectly. Picture perfect. Gotta love it.
Got a headset, too.
I know. I mean, it's so on brand. We talk about those that are posing with the softballs. Tiny here has the headset on. I mean, it's ready to call a game.
Gonna work with? Would you be willing to work with Tiny in the broadcast?
I don't know. It might be a little rough.
Oh, very well played. Well played. Ashley Griffin takes the strike, 0-1 the count. Griffin to lead it off here for the Knights. She'll be followed by Sierra Humphreys, Kendall Yarnell, 4-5-6 against Sierra Harrison. Griffin, the only active Knight player left that was part of that UCF 2022 team. She was a true freshman catcher that year. Hit in the middle of the lineup when the Knights hosted the regional here as a 16 national seed, won the American regular season and tournament title, and of course won the regional for the first time in program history, beating Michigan in the regional final in what would turn out to be the legendary's Carol Hutchins' last game as Michigan head coach. He would retire that fall. Knights would go on to the super regionals where they would run into Oklahoma. That's where it ended. They're looking to get back into the mix to host as Griffin grounds out to short for the first out of the inning there as up to Grove making the play. And Griffin grounds out 6-3. So Griffin has this uniqueness here that she'll be playing in her 4th Shriners tournament. She was a part of that one. She hit her first career home run in Clearwater in 2022. She was part of that team that won a couple games, beat Texas Tech in that tournament, beat Texas in one of the wilder games, 15-10, as Humphreys hits a fly ball to right, but it's playable as in foul territory, and the catch is made by the young freshman Forster for the second out of the inning here in the second inning. That was a Texas UCF game that nearly went 4 hours, had a lot of walks, a lot of errors. Not sure Amanda Scarborough, our buddy, has recovered from that game after all these years, but
there are some crazy games that happen in Clearwater. I mean, I just remember last year the ones that went into extra inning. I mean, it's like they would never end. I was living for it. I'm sure the broadcasters were like, okay, who's going to step up here? The coaches probably felt that way too, but it's just such great competition at that tournament. Love watching all the teams go out there and just fight.
Kendall Yarnell at the plate, takes a strike, 0-1 the count for the sophomore from Kansas. There's the 0-1. It's a strike, hit 2 grand slams last week. Is 1 behind the school record, which is held by
Stephanie Best,
who hit 3 in her career. 2 of those that Best hit was against Army in 2003 when she set the NCAA record with 11 RBIs in a game. Yarnell takes outside for a ball. She was a pinch hitter, had 11 hits to lead the Big 12 in pinch hitting. Was pinch hit for an opening day with the bases loaded. Hit the grand slam and has been in the lineup since. One, two. Hits one to third. What a play defensively by Waits. Robbing Yarnell there of a hit.
big grab there by Waits down the line. The hot corner comes up with the diving catch, getting her team back to go swing the bats.
With Texas Tech, Nebraska as well on Slate Sunday. As that one hits Sydney Forster, the freshman from Oklahoma, gets a hit by pitch here to start the Tiger third inning.
And this pitch just riding tight and in, right on the hip. Gonna wear that one. Free pass. This is where it can get dangerous sometimes. We talk so much about the free passes, getting on base for these teams, and then the runs coming in ultimately to haunt the defense. You see a pinch runner coming in here.
Nevaeh Watkins, was used a lot in the NFCA Leadoff Classic as a pinch runner. Scored 5 runs already this season for Watkins. Abby Hay at the plate. Takes a strike, 0-1. There's tonight's bullpen. Ava Stewie on the right, Jasenia Lopez on the left. Warm it up. Caitlin Felton in the middle there with the jacket, GA this year. The 0-1, Hay gets a base hit into right field. Forster will stop at second. And the Tigers, for the second consecutive inning, reach the first 2 hitters on via the hit. If you're on base anyway, and it's 2 on, nobody out.
Abby Hay doing a great job just going with that pitch, smoking it through the 3-4 hole there. That ball was in the river as well, definitely off the plate, but has such great plate coverage. I also think it was the right call base running by Watkins, not to try to push that first to third, which is something you see a lot on base hits to right field like that, but it was a good relay by Calvez. This is where those free passes, though, Eric, can haunt you. You try to keep base runners off base by walks and hit by pitches.
Abby Carr hits one to first. Griffin gets the out, throws to second, out! Double play! 3-6 double play, turned by the Knights. Runner at third, 2 outs.
Ashley Griffin with the pick there. Love that one-handed grab. Gonna fire over to second base. That's some heads-up defense to get UCF out of a big situation there. Good job fielding her position, holding it down the line.
Up to Grove now with the runner at third and 2 outs. Low for a ball, 1-0.
Talk about defense, saving your pitchers from getting into some big situations right now. Momentum is everything in games like this, where you start stringing a couple things together, passing the bat. Next thing you know, you're down a couple. That was a big one.
1 out, it's grounded to first. Griffin again will touch the bag, and that'll do it. Ashley Griffin with the leather, gets the Knights out of the jam. Head to the bottom of the third. There you look at the Big 12 preseason poll. Texas Tech, the defending Big 12 champs, the #1 ranked team of the country this week. First place votes. Oklahoma State second. The UCF picked 5th in the Big 12. Arizona State tied for 3rd. Big 12, a 5-bid league last year. The big question there, who is the biggest threat to Texas Tech? And can this league be more than a 5-bid league? Beth Damon at the plate, takes ball 1. Want to know the count? Last year, Texas Tech and Arizona hosted as members of the Big 12. Oklahoma State's streak of 5 straight World Series appearances snapped. See if they can bounce back, I think, are some of the interesting plot lines in this edition of the Big 12. Damon gets under it, hits a fly ball to right as the catch is made for the first out of the inning as Watkins, who pinch ran, stays in the game at right field. That's kind of been a revolving door in right field for Missouri with Forster and, of course, Watkins. You got Danielle Blackstrom as an option there as well. Abby Carr can play right field for Coach Anderson. So Watkins they like a lot because of her defense. And that's something that I know Coach Anderson really harps on. Takes a lot of pride in her defense. As Zoe Calvis now at the plate. Takes ball 1. Their goals internally is to be a top 10 defense this year for Coach Anderson.
Well, I think they're doing a good job just taking care of the ball. They're making the routine plays, which is, at this point in the season, all you can ask for. You've had so many teams kind of working through what's been the cold weather, unable to get a lot of field time. And she said that's a big reason why we stayed in Florida this whole week.
Calvis with the bunt, but look who's there, waits right away. Kind of sniffed at and makes a charged in and makes the play to get Calvis for the second out here in the 3rd inning as Tigers trying to get out of this inning.
Good bunt attempt by Calvis, but Addie Waits just covers a lot of ground. A little throw on the run action there, coming in to scoop that bunt up. And for a team that hasn't had very predictable weather out in Missouri, they've done a good job just figuring it out. Again, the communication for them out on the field has helped a lot, just being able to have that pre-pitch talk, know where they're going with the ball. And she said it's gotten them out of some really big situations. Even last weekend in Clearwater, Eric, some big double plays were made.
Destiny Washington at the plate, down in the count 0-1. Harrison has so far retired the first 8 night hitters in this game. For the senior, who got a different mindset, knows this is it for her senior year. And as you know, this as a senior, it's you sometimes feel a little different. You know, this is it. There is no tomorrow in a lot of ways. This is your last run.
There's a lot of last firsts that you get as a senior. And I think just acknowledging that and facing it head on, right? Knowing that, hey, like, I'm very lucky to be in the situation I am. It's great to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
Ground ball to short, up to Grove there. Throw to first in time. As Harrison's retired the first 9 night hitters. Say that a couple times quick. We'll hear from Larissa Anderson coming up here in Orlando. Come back, we're now joined by Missouri head coach Larissa Anderson and coach Sierra Harrison, her senior year. You mentioned it's a different mindset. And boy, she's locked in here early. What are you seeing from her in the first 3 innings?
Size of the plate really well with really good command. I'm going to leave her out there as long as I can.
Coach, you said you wanted your hitters to step up today, and they're doing that. A couple of base runners each inning. What do you like that you're seeing from your offense?
We're being aggressive. I mean, that's the big thing, and also we're drawing some walks when we need to. We're not chasing the ball too much right now. I'd like to see us have a little bit more quality bats when we have runners in scoring position, though.
All right, Coach, appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks for being here. MIZ.
That's Larissa Anderson, head coach. Been head coach since 2019. It's gotten the Tigers to a couple of super regionals. Been a win away from the World Series twice. And it's got a solid team here. Looking to bounce back after missing the NCAA tournament last year. Played a very tough schedule. Said, hey, the big lesson is don't take things for granted. And I think sometimes when you are accustomed to making the regionals, you take things like that for granted. And certainly the veterans like Kaylee Langer has taken that to heart. She'll lead it off here. For a strike, 0-1 the count to Langer. There's Larissa Anderson, a big New York Giants fan. Alex, very excited about the John Harbaugh hire. Got a good chance to spend time to talk to her about that a couple weeks back. That 1-1 the count. Of course, was part at Hofstra there. Of course, coached under Bill Edwards. Then took over for Bill Edwards at Hofstra, where they were perennial NCAA tournament program before coming over to Missouri. Hired in the summer of 2018. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Family's giant season ticket holders of the Giants.
Oh, love it. And this pitch by Dempsey, that drop ball action is so good from the left side. That natural bite, I mean, just nasty. Going to start below the knees, finish at the ankles. Tough pitch for a hitter.
1-2 is fouled off. She is super excited. When I had her on the podcast a couple weeks ago, I asked her, what are some things you want to see with Hartman? One of the things is I want to see renovations to the MetLife Stadium. Called it a tuna can.
Oh, my goodness.
And you know what happened? They announced renovations as soon as the episode aired.
It's like she spoke it into existence.
Absolutely.
Maybe knew something we didn't.
That's correct. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. Of course, her husband has been a long-time minor league baseball head coach. So has learned a lot of the baseball side of things from her husband, Patrick Anderson. 2-2 the count. It's over the head of Dempsey's off her glove, and there will be no play. The ball has been bouncing the Tigers' way early in this game as Langer reaches on the hit.
Good job by Langer just hitting this one hard back up the middle. Dempsey almost gets it, just trying to leave the ground a little bit further there, but good job trying to field her position. It's tough as a pitcher. Things come at you so fast. You try to navigate it and decide what to let go and let your defense field behind you versus what you can get yourself.
First pitch, ball 1-0 the count to Sophie Smith, who walked back in the second inning. Third consecutive inning that the Tigers have gotten the leadoff runner on. Dempsey on the 1-0. It's ground ball to second. Humphreys flips to second for one. Throw to first in time. 4-6-3 double play. Humphreys to Evans to Griffin. Second double play turn tonight here by the Knights defense.
Sierra Humphreys positioned perfectly, shaded up the middle there, playing for the double play, but she was also right behind the baseline, so the ball got to her that much faster. One of the best all-around players on this UCF roster, Sierra Humphreys, getting that momentum back to UCF. This Mizzou team, though, Eric, has done a great job attacking the pitchers, like she said, from the very first pitches of their at-bats. They just keep getting themselves into a couple of situations there on the bases.
Claire Cahalan at the plate. Rounded out back in the second inning against Hildy Dempsey. In fact, she was the first hitter to face Dempsey, who came in relief for Vokoun. Ground ball to short. Aubrey Evans is there. Throw to first. Side retired. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Knights still looking for the first hit. We'll hear from UCF head coach Sydney Ball-Malone when we return. Welcome back, bottom of the fourth. We're now joined by UCF head coach Sydney Ball-Malone. And coach, I know you've talked about protect the queen, talk about protecting your pitchers. Your defense is done here tonight with a couple of double plays helping Hildy Dempsey.
Yeah, so much fun to watch. We talked about it. We had an infield meeting today, and we talked about wanting the ball, and they're looking like they want it today.
Coach, Sierra Harrison from Missouri is throwing a good game. What adjustments do you want to see from your hitters?
I think that we need to stop doing what she wants us to do, and we need to take charge.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, Coach.
All right.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
All right, thanks. Go Knights.
Getting right to the point,
I
Alex.
love it. She is so efficient, and, you know, she wastes no time. I'm here for it.
Top of the order for the Knights. As it will be leading off for the Knights. Coco Jaimez will be followed by Aubrey Evans and Izzy Mertes. So expand on that, what that means about not doing what Sierra Harrison wants you to do.
Well, she's exactly right. I think the UCF hitters are hitting in pitchers' counts. They're not putting balls in play as aggressively as we've seen the last couple of games and just kind of commanding their at-bats. I say passive, that's probably not the best word, but they are. They're feeding right into her pitch sequences instead of waiting patiently and getting something they can drive. And that's why we haven't seen a lot of balls hit square yet. But hey, second time through the lineup, let's see what adjustments they make.
What's one adjustment you would recommend?
I think getting deeper into counts, and I think that's because they're hitting pitchers' strikes. meaning they're not the ones that they can hit in the gaps.
The 1-1 to Jaimes. Ball 2. Harrison has retired the first 9 night hitters in order. Not giving up a hit or a walk. Making her 3rd appearance here at the complex. Not too many road pitchers could say that. As Jaimes lines it foul. Count is 2-2. So she is familiar with this facility. Came in relief in 2023 as a freshman. Started last year's game here. 2-2 the count. That is low ball 3. Full count, like you said, working the count here is Coco Jaimes.
And this already is a better at bat than what we've seen from UCF so far. Just deeper, making Harrison throw more pitches, trying to challenge her, foul stuff off that they don't want to hit.
Jaimes slices it to left, but playable as the catch is made for the first out of the inning. There's good defense for the Tigers. Cahalan making the play.
You try to foul pitches off like this for Jaimes, but it's hard to do that when you've got outfielders covering so much ground like Cahalan out there. Does a great job just working it in foul territory, laying out, making the grab for Harrison. That definitely helps.
Aubrey Evans now, the senior at the plate. Takes low ball 1. 1-0 the count from Harrison. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Missouri. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Knights. These two teams played their first ever meeting was back in 2015. Tie for a ball. That was held in Claremont. Shelby Turnier threw a no-hitter for 6 2/3 innings in that game. The Knights won it on a walk-off hit. 1-0 over Missouri. They would help the Knights be ranked for the first time in program history in the top 25 following that weekend in Claremont. 2-0's a strike. 2-1 the count.
Great pitch by Harrison here, working on the inside corner. She is not scared to go high and tight against right-handed batters. Coach Anderson said that's one of her specialties. To be able to get that pitch up and in under the elbows. Takes a lot of confidence too, because a lot of pitchers are out there a little nervous that they might get people on base with hit batters. But Harrison really going to challenge these hitters.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Evans pokes it to right, foul. That win against Missouri back in 2015 was significant. Knights would beat Minnesota in that tournament. They would be ranked for the first time. Knights would go on to win 50 games that year. Finish the year ranked 16th in the country. Led by 2 UCF Athletic Hall of Famers, Mackenzie Otis and Shelby Turnier. 2-2 the count to Aubrey. Harrison delivers right through. Quick play, throw to first, not in time. Aubrey Evans will reach on the hit as that was deflected by Harrison, and the Knights get their first base runner on of the ball game.
Great job by Evans, just staying short through contact there, staying through the ball well, driving it right back up the middle. Perfect placement, but also good job by the infield, especially the middles with Smith and Updegrove both shaded up the middle too. Almost had it, maybe had the ricochet not happened.
Right.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Sophie Smith with the play there, but it was too late. So Aubrey gets on the hit. Coach Paul Malone's going to re-enter Izzy Mertez. Remember, she pulled for Carly Jo Penner back in the 2nd inning with the bases loaded. So you bring her back in with that big bat with 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Number 28, Izzy Mertez.
So Aubrey Evans at first base, 1 out here in the 4th. Harrison. Missed high, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Izzy. The sophomore, all-region performer a year ago. Takes a strike. And it's 1-1.
And this is the pitch right here that Harrison is going to challenge right-handed hitters with. Something high and tight. When I say high, up under the elbows is and feels closer than sometimes it really is with the velocity that Harrison has.
Mix the speed there, and it's 1-2.
A little frustration too on the pitch. Thinking that maybe it's a ball, especially when you've got a tight zone like we know Anthony Small has.
Up and in, 2-2. Hour into this ball game, this midweek, Knights and the Tigers meeting for the 6th time. 4th in this plex. Mertez hits it off the end of the bat, pops it up. Sophie Smith at second base makes the catch. Big out for Harrison and the Tigers to get Mertez for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Sierra Humphreys. Off to an explosive start for the junior. We'll get a chance to hit here with a runner at first and 2 outs. Excuse me, Griffin at the plate with Aubrey. Griffin swings away, fouls it off. Cece is on deck. If the inning were to continue right now, though, it's Griffin. There's Cece. Got ahead of myself. See the senior Griffin. Trying to get a 2-out rally going. Runner at first, 2 outs. Low 1, outside for a ball. Give a shout out to Ashley's mom, Jody. I'm sure was watching. She's overcome cancer. Catching a lot of games this year. Griffin takes a strike, it's 1-2.
If you're a UCF hitter right now, you're starting to relay a lot of that information about Harrison really dominating that inside corner. Trying to relay that information as much as possible.
Griffin rips it to third. Waits is there, throw to first. Nice scoop by Abby Hay to retire the side on the throw by Addie Waits. We are through 4. Tigers with a 1-0 lead on a Wednesday night here in Orlando. Pooch pick right here, Alex, with a very good pub.
Look at the UCF bandana as well. Again, on brand. Love the flex that these dogs are getting with their positioning and where the photos are being taken, the props that are being used. But yes, we don't know this dog's name, so of course he or she is a very good pup. It does look like some kind of beagle mix. Everybody's a little bit of a mutt here, so I'm sure all the dogs are the same.
Dog keeping mysterious there, huh? Parts unknown.
You're a mutt too, so I mean, right? You're a bit of a mutt.
Sure.
I'm a mutt.
Yeah. I'm a lot of things, as people will tell you. 1-0 the count. As we're in the top of the 5th, Hildy Dempsey still in for the Knights. Facing Addie Waits, who grounds to the right side. There's Griffin. Will touch the bag at first for the 1st out. Of course, it was a year ago Ashley Griffin took over at first base for Shannon Doherty, who graduated, is now on the FAU staff, making the move from catcher to first base, Alex. And boy, she looks so much comfortable. Remember, last year was kind of still learning the position on the fly, but now looks like a natural.
She looks fantastic over there, and that comfortability and confidence across the board has been huge for this UCF team, both defensively, offensively. You've seen them swinging the bats very loosely.
There's Beth. Beth Damon catching here. Of course, caught last year as a freshman. Ashley, of course, had some injuries, missed of 2023. Decided to keep her healthy, move her to first base.
That's
especially
what they
with
do,
arm
right?
injuries, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what coaches do sometimes. When I got injured, I got moved to first base
See?
too. I mean, maybe I should have been a DP, but that's okay. We'll get into it later.
Sania Hill will come pinch hitting here for Abriscato. The junior from Salinas, California. Or excuse me, not California, but Hill taking the redshirt freshman out of Texas, I should say. 0-2 the count. You got steel chairs here. The 0-2 low, ball one. Not sure what you're using chairs for, but here we go.
It's got to be the juju. There's something going on, trying to get the vibes up. Talk about momentum so much. The superstitions in the game. It's all fun.
Time called. I think we all got distracted by the chairs. There it is. Holding him up. That's a lot of pressure. 1-2. Hit foul down the first base side. Now the chairs. Ooh. Gonna hit him in the back here. It's gonna go Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins style here if you're not careful here. WrestleMania just a couple months away. Alex has no idea what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about.
2-1-2 at the count.
I was still processing the visual of all of that.
I hope that's not, they're trying to do a concerto there. 1-2. Hit too short. Aubrey Evans to first in time. To get the out. 2 gone here in the 5th. As Hill is retired, 6-3.
Good job getting this pitch in on the hands by Dempsey again, coming from the left side, going to break that ball in towards a right-handed hitter. Aubrey Evans, solid defense right behind her. Defense on both sides tonight has been really good, very clean, fast.
Watkins to hit here. Going on 2 out. First pitch, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Watkins. Hitting with no one on, 2 out.
Talk about Anthony Smalls having a tight zone back there. Looked like a good pitch. Not really sure where that one missed.
It's a swing and a miss. Dempsey blows that one past. Watkins wanted 1 the count. All right, no more chairs, I guess. Ayala Durant, I think, was one of the in charge of the chair. Ball 2. Always wondered who gets assigned to the different roles. That's a different meaning. Who's holding the chair?
Interesting move as well to keep Hill and Watkins in the game. A couple of pinch hit opportunities for your 2 and 3 hole.
It's a swing and a miss. The count is 2-2.
Which is interesting only because you don't typically see pinch hitters coming in for this part of the lineup, but Coach Anderson wanting to get something different going there. Great pitch by Dempsey.
The 2-2 pitch. Back to Dempsey, backhand, underhand to first in time, and a 1-2-3 inning for Dempsey and the Knights. But they got to get the bats going. Sierra Humphreys will lead it off for the Knights. Some notable transfers will be in display in Clearwater this week. Of course, Caitlin Terry coming, of course, played at UCLA. Addison Fisher, 1-2 combo. Talon Edwards, Oklahoma State. Michaela Wart. Look at this, new places now for them with Terry at Texas Tech along to Taylor Purnell, who's now at Tennessee. Addison Fisher is at Georgia. Talon Edwards and Michaela Wart, both at Texas A&M. A&M and Oklahoma State will play in Clearwater. Wild time at the portal, big impact, Alex.
Wild time, expensive time. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff.
Sierra Humphreys will lead it off here for the Knights here at the bottom of the 5th. Trying to get something here. 1 hit so far against Sierra Harrison, who's been in command in this ball game. Abriscato re-enters, by the way, got back in catching after being pinch hit there for Sania Hill. 1-0 the count. Outside, 2-0 to Sierra Humphreys, who will be followed by Kendall Yarnell and Beth Damon. 5, 6, 7 in the order for the Knights. Trying to get something going here. Let Harrison kind of dictate the play here. And Harrison, for the first time, falling down 3-0. How about Torrey Payne all focused and locked in, taking notes while everybody else is yelling around him? That's a locked-in kid, Torrey Payne, freshman pitcher. 3-0. Strike call there. 3-1. See Payne right there taking notes while everybody else.
She's got a job to do.
Yeah.
She'll partake when she's done.
3-1. Gets the inside corner there, and Harrison's come back here to make the count full. 3-2 against Humphreys.
Dominance on that side of the plate is tough. She will continue to hammer that no matter what count she's in. A lot of confidence in that pitch.
See if she goes right back to it here. She tries to, and Humphreys deep to left. See ya! Goodbye! Home run! Sierra Humphreys, her 3rd home run of the year, ties this game up at 1.
Sierra Harrison tries to go there 3 times in a row, misses middle and up, and Sierra Humphreys does not. She crushes that ball deep over the center field wall. Man, Eric, deep into the sky. She got all of that one.
Woo, what an adjustment by Humphreys. Kind of sensed it was coming.
Definitely an adjustment, but also that was a missed pitch. That pitch was over the white, and the couple of strikes before that, Harrison had done such a great job getting that pitch in and tight, a little off the plate, getting the call, and just missed too much middle.
Well, Humphreys is not a hitter you want to miss, and she made her pay. And it's a 1-1 game, brand new game, as Yarnell swings and fouls it off, and the count is 0-1 to Kendall Yarnell. Sierra Humphreys already her 3rd home run of the year. Of course, her mom, a national champion at Arizona. Humphreys 10 for 17 now on the year, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. The 0-1, Yarnell fouls it off. Of course, her mom got to be teammates with Jenny Dalton-Hill, who will be calling a couple of the UCF games. How about that?
Full circle moment. They say the world is small, 6 degrees of separation, but the softball world is exponentially smaller.
A little lively over there in that night's dugout. 0-2. Yarnell takes ball 1. Ooh, Harrison wanted that, didn't get it. It's 1-2. Of course, take a look at the last pitch here.
Great pitch and an 0-2 count there. I do think it's a little low, but I mean, it could go either way. But when you've got a tight zone like Anthony Smalls, and air on the side of a ball, but sometimes it's too close to take.
Yarnell muscles one in the left for a hit. Single for the sophomore, Yarnell. And the Knights, all of a sudden, offense coming to life. Coming into this game, scoring the 3rd most runs in the country.
And this is where hitting is contagious right here. Sierra Humphreys going to get it started, and then Kendall Yarnell right behind her. The jam job going to fall into shallow left field. She'll take it. It's a base runner for UCF right now. The momentum on their side.
Samantha Ray will pinch run here for Yarnell. We're going to have a pitching change for the Tigers. That'll be it for Sierra Harrison. We'll tell you about the new Tigers pitcher when we return. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Knights have tied it up at 1. We got an honorary pooch pick here, Alex. Not a pooch, but a cat.
Look at little Herb there, chilling, straight chilling on the couch. Herb looks like he's well taken care of, very comfortable, living a good life. I wonder if he's an only cat house or if there's any other floofs in the house too.
Very low key there.
Very low key.
Marissa McCann comes in here in relief. As you see, she's been busy already for the junior out of Surprise, Arizona.
And McCann is going to be the team's ace this year too, so complimented well by other pitchers on staff such as Harrison, but Marissa McCann has definitely going to be the one that the team leans on the most, going to live in that high velo range, 68 to 71 in games. She can command the zone well and establish a curve on both sides of the plate. She'll work in, and she's got really active movement in the zone as well, so we'll see how she's going to go right at these UCF hitters.
Beth Damon at the plate. You see Asprocado. Damon to hit with one on, nobody out here at the bottom of the 5th in a 1-1 game. McCann against the right-handed hitting Damon. Ray, Damon swings, hits the ball to deep left. Forget about it. See ya. 2-run homer. Beth Damon, how do you do? Gives the Knights a 3-1 lead here in the 5th.
Hitting is contagious, and the very first pitch that she's going to see, Beth Damon knows that McCann is going to come right at her, trying to get ahead, and Beth Damon absolutely tattoos this ball. A couple of back-to-back-to-back hits for the Knights, getting them back in this thing.
Wow, just like that, this Knights offense has exploded here. 3 runs in the inning, a solo homer by Humphries, and now a 2-run homer by Damon. They came into tonight 3rd in the country in runs scored with 61. Only UCLA and Texas Tech were also going to be in Clearwater. Top ahead.
Again with the dance moves.
That's their go-to there.
It's a party in the dugout.
Wow. How about Beth Damon, sophomore, 2nd homer of the season, hit a 2-run shot against Maryland.
Ready to hit.
But this is something Coach Paul Malone has told us, the maturation and the growth of players like Damon and Mertez and Humphrey, just in a different level. And they're much more comfortable with Noah Sanders, who is in 2nd year running the offense.
Well, the consistency helps, and this is a team that, a couple of things, they've had a lot of turnover in their coaching staffs because their coaches get opportunities to take head jobs, and they do, and unfortunately, Coach Paul Malone does a great job of getting great staff in, and then they leave, and next thing you know, they've got different verbiage, they've got a different philosophy, and so she's done a good job surrounding herself with some really quality people. But Noah Sanders has made a really big impact in this offense, has taken a little bit of his baseball philosophy, the data, the metrics, how they apply to the swings, and been able to apply them to these hitters. And not only that, Eric, this is a team that for the last 2, maybe 3 years has really felt like they've been within 1 run, 1 swing, 1 pitch all the time. And I know that it's been frustrating for Coach Paul Malone. So for them to finally turn the corner and get that momentum going, executing in the big moments, has been the difference maker.
Reagan Vaccoon pitch hitting here. Yes, the same Reagan Vaccoon that started this game as a pitcher. She's a two-way player. Count 2-2 the count for the freshman out of Lincoln, Nebraska. And Vaccoon with a base hit to left field. First career hit for Vaccoon comes here in the 5th.
Reagan Vaccoon does a good job just keeping her hands inside, driving it the other way there. A little 5-6 hole action. Keeps it simple in the batter's box and just pokes a single through, passing the bat.
And Vaccoon does her job. You don't see that every day. Starts the game as a pitcher, comes in to pinch hit, gets a hit, now gets pinch run for. Vaccoon, by the way, her mom played on the Princeton 96 team that made it to the World Series. Same year that Arizona won the national title, which Sarah Humphries' mom was a part of that team. And I would assume Jenny Dalton Hill was a part of it. She could correct me if I'm wrong. Happy anniversary on the 30-year anniversary of that Arizona national title. Vaccoon's mom was part of that Princeton team that made the World Series in 96. And boy, what a talent she is. Washington at the plate. Zoe Calvis, the LSU transfer, re-enters to pinch run. And that's a case there, Alex, where Coach Paul Malone and Coach Sanders making the pinch hitting move there because they like Vaccoon in the matchup there against McCann.
Well, yeah, and it's not even the pinch hit because right there you've got the flex, which is how Vaccoon started. So she's the flex, and then you've got Zoe Calvez as the DH. They can interchange throughout the game as many times as they want. Calvez had the first at-bat in the 3rd inning, grounded out, and so in the next at-bat, you're going to give Vaccoon an opportunity. And then Calvez can come back in and run, and there's no penalty.
I think Karen Johns is the only other person watching that understood all that, and is ready for it. She's ready for it. She's taking notes right now, Alex, because if she calls going to score some of these UCF games, she's now aware of all the different tricks that Coach Paul Malone might make.
If I know the rules, there's a lot of people out there.
How's your rule book? You're enjoying it? Did you enjoy it?
I am. Of course, I've got it next to me, my handy dandy new rule book.
Washington with a bunt. Gets a good one. Waits to first, just in time. We'll see if Coach Paul Malone challenges that. Calvis does go to second. Knights. You see Stacy Pastrak, the assistant, upset. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, she looks safe there. Yeah, Coach Paul Malone's going to challenge on that one. Let's take a look here, Alex.
I love how excited everybody gets to on the big moments like this. That's a bang, bang play. It's so hard in real time to be able to decipher that. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. Do you think it's...
Well, that's the most adamant I've seen Stacy Pastrak, who was at first base, second-year assistant, former Florida Gator, by the way, who played for Karen Johns at Florida, as well as Tim Walton, was on the Gator staff that won the national title in 2015, and then on Kenny Gajewski's staff for a number of years at Oklahoma State. She was very adamant coming out of first, and I think talked Coach Paul Malone into that. As take a look at the replay.
Well,
here.
and you see that Pastrak is going to run with Washington down the line there. You see as she's moving, she's got the look, and she can see ball and glove at the same time as foot on the bag. You see, I will say it is a natural movement for first base coaches to do that, but she really was bought in there. And you see that look, love to see it. I mean, she knows right there that Washington's on the bag. I just like the buy-in to run down the line with her. Look at the athleticism, still
Also,
got it.
That's a beautiful sight, too, of the double base and how people like it, right, Alex? That's clear, and actually, in a way, should make this call a little easier for the umpires in this angle, because a lot of times, maybe in the past, they would run into each other.
Well, definitely could have been an option there, but you've got the safety base newly implemented in this season to prevent injury, allow for the runners to have a lane and not have to make contact with the bag because of plays like this where the defense is kind of working their way towards the line as well. You've gotten a lot of collisions in the past, but this is where the call in the field is so important. The call in the field is out, and so the video has to show with enough gumption and proof that it's going to be able to overturn it coming back out on the field, going to give us what they saw.
Get to hear Anthony Small here. We've seen him for many years umpire, never heard him talk until now. Maybe.
The ruling has been changed. She has stated.
Very clear there. Good job there, Coach Pastrak and the Knights. Of course, the Knights, you have 2 challenges. The Knights will keep their challenge. That's a new rule. If you win the challenge, you get to keep it back. So 2 on, nobody out as Washington. And give that one to the assist to Coach Pastrak. I think with her, she's very low-key. For her to come out that way, I think that made it easy for Coach Paul Malone to challenge. And why not? You're in the 5th inning. Jaimez now at the plate. With 2 on, nobody out. Let's see if Coco here, what she does here against Marissa McCann. She's had a rough so far. Delivers a strike here and trying to settle down here. And this has been UCF. Their offense will just explode at any moment in bursts.
The thing that I've enjoyed most about watching UCF so far is the adjustments that they're able to make throughout the game. They are a team that is getting better as the innings go on.
There's a bunt by Jaimez, will advance both runners in scoring position as Waits makes the play. Now 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, with Calvis over to 3rd on the play, and Washington at 2nd with 1 out for the senior Aubrey Evans. What has been the adjustments, though? What has flipped this game here?
Well, back when you had Sierra Harrison still throwing, UCF was starting to work themselves deeper in the counts. And so what Coach Paul Malone was saying, that she was wanting her hitters to command the at-bats better and not just swing at whatever Harrison was throwing them. They've really done a good job making that adjustment, getting themselves in hitters' counts, and then taking advantage when they get a pitch they can drive. And now off of McCann, they're just battling pitch by pitch.
And that one gets away to the backstop, and it's going to score Calvis. And the Knights extend the lead to 4-1.
And this ball just unfortunately going to get by Abruscato. I mean, just an accident there on kind of the fumble from the glove. A big run for UCF coming in. They're trying to tack on as many as they can. They know that it is hard to make these adjustments off of some really good pitching like Harrison and McCann. trying to utilize every opportunity to get 60 feet.
And Aubrey muscles one to left center. Langer makes the catch, tagging from third, and scoring will be Washington on the sacrifice RBI by Aubrey Evans, and the Knights now extended to 5-1 lead.
Good situational team run right there by the senior Aubrey Evans. Going to do a good job getting it deep enough, and good speed as well by Washington over at third. Able to easily come in to score, tack on to that lead. Great team run.
Izzy Mertez to the plate. Takes low for a ball. Knights had one hit coming into this bottom half of the fifth. They've got it up to 6 now. 1-0. Low and in. 2-0. And Marissa McCann, who came in relief of Sierra Harrison, who I thought threw magnificent through the first 4+ innings here, Alex.
No doubt she looked good, and I think just the high emotions, the fact that McCann is your ace on staff, you got to go with your tried and true, especially when you were trying to hold that lead. Obviously, Sierra Humphreys changed that very quickly, but Harrison had done a great job.
2-0 the count to Izzy. Muscles that, fouls it back. 2 balls and a strike is the count. You look at the updated stats. Knights now tied with Texas Tech. They're 2 runs away from UCLA, who scored 68 last week. Mertez grounds to second. Smith to throw to first in time to retire the side. But not before the Knights score 5 runs on 5 hits, highlighted by 2 home runs. First, Sierra Humphreys, who tied the game up at 1, and then Beth Damon with the 2-run shot, giving the Knights a 5-1 lead through 5.
And we're back with the pooch picks. We've got Mr. Kobe with his floof. I love when the floofs have their own floofs. It's kind of like getting your dog a dog, Eric. I don't know if you know much about that, but we've all probably been there. But cutie Kobe. Love it. Keep sending those pooch picks in. Hashtag pooch picks. Send them on X at UCF Production, and we will feature your pooch. Make sure you include their name, too, so we can give them a little extra love.
New pitcher for the Knights, Ava Stewie, the true freshman, the 3rd true freshman to pitch in this game for the Knights. The reigning Big 12 freshman of the week gets the ball here in the 6th.
Ava Stewie had such a good opening weekend for UCF there. A lot of command in her pitches, and right now, no surprise that she's going to get the ball again, try to shut it down for UCF and keep this Missouri offense at a minimum here. But just the youth, the talent, the 9 pitchers on staff for Coach Bob Malone. Never in her tenure as the head of UCF has this been as deep as the staff has been. Crazy.
Abby Hay takes ball 1. You surprised, though, in the move here with Hildy, kind of the way she was throwing 4 innings?
Yes and no. I mean, Hildy was doing a great job, but you got to think the long term, right? And Dempsey's had a lot of opportunities, the ball a lot so far this season. So I think give it to Stewie here in a big moment, get her some good experience. Again, she had such a successful opening weekend, and she's going to be a little bit like Dempsey, so upper 60s, so good velo, a lot of north and south movement.
Of course, the Knights have a lot of games coming up in Clearwater. 5 games in 3 days. 2-0 to strike. Meanwhile, Samantha Ray stays in at center field. There's that schedule. That is a gauntlet. Northwestern NCAA tournament team of the Big Ten. Georgia, we know the history with UCF and Georgia over the years playing here in Orlando. And then LSU on Valentine's Day. Nebraska with Jordy Fromm, and NC State on Sunday.
When you look at the pitching staff and how deep it is, and Dempsey, again, coming into this game, was the leader on staff with the amount of innings pitched so far. So got to spread the love a little bit. Maybe pun intended for Valentine's Day.
3-1 count here to Hay. Swings away, fouls it off. Samantha Ray, as I mentioned, is in the game in center field. Washington. There's Ray, right there. Pinch ran and it stays in, playing defensively. There's Destiny Washington still in there at left field. Or still in the outfield, I should say. Payoff pitch, low, ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Abby Hay and the Tigers here in the top of the 6th. Now Abby Carr is the scheduled hitter, and she looks like they're going to pinch run here for Abby Hay. They'll make an adjustment here. Of course, Missouri with a new hitting coach this year, Jake Epstein. Of course, was at South Carolina under Beverly Smith in 2024. Missouri played at Missouri. In fact, was the hitting coach on the Missouri baseball team in 2019. So very unique. You get to say he's been a hitting coach for the baseball team and now the softball team. He played from 97 to 99 at Missouri. Taking over the offense this year. Was a hitting consultant for the Milwaukee Brewers over the recent years.
Now batting number 28, Abby Carr.
As they make the moves here. Carr to hit here. Lenny Ramsey, the pinch runner at first. Carr swings away and fouls it off. And the count is 0-1 to the Gatorade Player of the Year in Missouri, Abby Carr, whose mom played softball at Pittsburgh. Her dad played baseball at Missouri State. That's not a bad upbringing there. You think stickball was in her future?
And just athleticism, too. Imagine the parents and how competitive they are.
She gets it underneath her, popped up, foul territory. Griffin makes the catch. Not an easy catch for Griffin. The ball took her a little bit further back, but that's a big foul out to get Carr for the first out here in the 6th.
Ashley Griffin has been playing a great game defensively over at first. Whether it was the double play that she made earlier, just the good quick grabs down the line, covering some good ground there on a foul ball.
Up next, number 24, Madison Upgrove.
Upgrove to hit here. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch high, ball 1. So we've talked about both hitting coaches, baseball backgrounds.
Yeah.
Of course, Noah Sanders, longtime associate head coach at Arkansas Little Rock. There's Epstein.
Well, I think that's the coolest part, too, is, you know, whether you're a guy coming from baseball or a woman kind of having advanced through softball, just bringing your knowledge into the program, able to implement it, simplify as well, though. So, like, you want to do information overload while also keeping it simple for these hitters and just trying to get the best results here for your team and playing the game at the highest level, right? Whether it is pro baseball right now, pro softball, and the different exposure that's out there.
In the dirt there, blocked by Damon.
That's been one of my favorite things to just have conversations about with people who are in the game at that level is the knowledge sharing. And I think the better we all can be, the better the game continues to get.
So much analytics now in the game.
So much. The things that are being tracked, some of it insane and maybe occasionally useless, but some of it super important and able to be converted to on-field success.
What's some of your favorite that you wish you would have had as a player?
You know, I think the way scouting has now evolved with the different metrics, it was back when I was playing, which sounds and feels like forever ago at times. You know, you would talk about somebody having a legitimate rise ball and kind of having to project where it would be and just like more general conversation. Now there's like actual numbers to it and it's pluses and minuses and it tells you kind of the way in which pitches jump has been the most interesting thing. And to actually have a visual with the break that different pitches have has been some of the most intriguing pieces for me to learn now as an analyst. Again, it's crazy. The more you know, the more dangerous you can be.
Swing and a miss. Stewie's pretty dangerous when she's throwing like that. Gets the strikeout. 2 gone here in the 6th.
Ava Stewie coming in and attacking the zone there. That one well off the plate, but the way she's going to give the release, the tunneling of the pitch is going to look believable enough to get a big swing and a miss.
Kaylee Langer now at the plate. The senior to hit here. 1 on, 2 out. Ball 1. One of the things, too, that Coach Ball Malone could play with, one of the other reasons I think she brought Stewie in, they had thrown 2 lefties in this game, Vacoon and Dempsey. Now you see the righty adjusting there for the Missouri hitters, which is something she's not been able to do that over the years, Coach Ball Malone. 1-0 is hit foul. Of course, Angelina DeVoe is really the one lefty that she's had recent years. More of an off-speed pitcher, an annoyer, as Coach Ball Malone would reference her in kindness. But she's got some weapons out of this arsenal here.
I agree with you. I do think a lot of it right now just lends to the experience, getting them in big moments, big teams, trying to shut down games.
Whew. Oh, yeah, and talent.
Well, that helps, right? Having the talent to come in and perform, executing in big moments. That's a great pitch. Rise ball up and out of the zone. Rise balls, man, they're so tough to hit.
Stewie was on the D1 softball freshman watch list. Big 12 freshman of the week delivers a high 2-2.
I feel like you've got to be proud of that, too, putting these forecasted lists together, having no idea how these athletes are really going to come in and translate at the highest level collegiately. A little pat on the back on that one.
2-2 in the dirt. And that'll get a runner into scoring position. And Ramsey gets the second with 2 outs. Full count here. Chair's back up.
Metal chair weather. How about that? Nice and crisp.
Payoff pitch. Time call. Big moment here. Tigers trying to get back in it. Stewie against Langer. Langer lines foul. Boy, what an athlete Langer has been, by the way. I don't know if you've seen climbing up the outfield on the home runs. He left it all out there. Was an all-SEC defender player in 2024. Played right field, could now move into the center field. Great outfielder. Three-two. Just missed high, ball 4, and it's 2 on, 2 out. Good at bat by Langer.
This changeup by Stewie just coming in a little high there, right above the letters. Man, so close, but one of those as a hitter, your leg almost just starts to twitch and kind of run towards those a little bit. But take a look at the athleticism here that you mentioned, Eric, by Langer climbing the fence. I mean, hey, use those pads however you will.
Just call her Spider Woman. I've never seen anybody climb the fence like that. Near the center field too, where the cameras are too, and that's impressive. Look, not too many. I don't think you could have made that climb, could you?
No.
Look at that pat. Look at that little on the padding there. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
the rip.
Yeah. Meanwhile, pinch hitter here looks like Emma Jackson, the senior transfer of East Carolina. All AAC performers, second team a year ago, 21 home runs last year. To pinch hit here, 2 on, 2 out, trying to get the Tigers back in it. That's low, ball 1. Jackson, a lot of power. Coming in over as a transfer from ECU, started her career at Virginia Tech. The 1-0 from Stewie. Hit up the middle. Aubrey Evans to flip to second. They get the force out. They get Jackson out to retire the side. Ava Stewie and the Knights with a 5-1 lead going to the bottom of the 6th.
And we're back with our pooch picks. Look at Elvis here, just watching the game so intently, rooting for his team. Just ain't nothing but a hound dog out here. You know what I'm saying, Eric?
Yeah, look at that. Locked in watching that.
Locked and loaded, baby. Having a good time, staying warm, enjoying some softball. Again, just so on brand here. We love all the pooches, especially the ones that just love softball as much as we do, almost as much as we do.
Bottom of the 6th, Ashley Griffin to lead off. Look at that little, these babies locked in on the softball here. Woke
Oh
up
my
just
gosh, the outfit, I cannot. Are you kidding me? Let me hold that baby.
New pitcher for the Tigers, Natalie Touche, the junior out of Aledo, Texas. Throws opposite of all the other pitchers here. Touche, they really depend on her and a junior to be part of this bullpen for the Tigers. which was interesting. I asked Larissa Anderson about that. Of course, she's had Taylor Pennell, was a closer, one of the best closers in the sport, now at Texas A&M. And I asked her about that role. Is it going to be by committee? Do you have somebody in mind? And the term she told her pitchers is relieve for each other, which I thought was an interesting line there.
And Touché's going to come in and be a lot more off speed too. So she's going to complement all the other pitchers on staff, able to keep these hitters off balance, trying to challenge their discipline, letting the ball get deep in the zone. Otherwise, you get a lot of rollover ground balls, flare pop-up outs. And it's hard to go from seeing somebody that's in the mid to upper 60s, 66 to 68, and then kind of see it a lot slower when you're getting a little excited, antsy in the box.
One. It's a strike. 1-2 to count to Ashley Griffin.
When you're facing somebody like Touché, you almost have to think changeups. Changeups right back up the middle, keep my swing simple, drive it right back through the middle, hands inside, and you can't overswing. That's when you start getting big.
1-2. Low 2-2. I think Touché is a wild card and a key to this pitching staff because of how different she is from the other pitchers.
Touché.
Oh, wow. You're on fire tonight, Ira.
I know, I'm heating up. What can I
I've
say?
influenced you now with the
Oh,
humor
my goodness.
here. My goodness. 2-2 counts.
Taking the cred.
Griffin muscles that little grounder to third. Throw to first. Not in time. Addie Waits made a great play, but nothing she could do there as Griffin gets the infield hit.
And this is that rollover hit that I was talking about too, just a little out front. You're gonna kind of swing and have your weight leaning out front over your feet. But Griffin doing a good enough job there to hit it in no man's land. You had Waits playing far back as well, respecting the power of Griffin. And take a look at what Sierra Humphreys did in her last at-bat. Drove it deep over the center field wall. One of the best hitters in this UCF lineup, getting her team back in this thing, tying the game up. See if she can do it again.
I might add one of the best hitters in the country right now, the way she's hitting.
I would absolutely
Look at
agree.
those numbers. Mike, it's a video game numbers. Off to her best start of her junior season, best start of her career. First pitch, strike. Now, we've talked a lot about her mom being the great softball player, national champion of Arizona. I would be remiss if I did not mention her father was a basketball player standout as well. So it's not just one side of the, just I want to balance. I got to make sure the families, The 0-1 pitch. Humphreys tries a bunt. Of course, for many years, they would split up when KK was playing at Oregon. And Sierra here at UCF, of course, those two played against each other in the Mary Nutter in Sierra Humphreys' freshman year. KK now in her first year full-time assistant at Seattle. Following in coaching footsteps. They've got another Humphreys on the way that's playing very well, shall we say, the travel ball landscape. Humphreys grounds to short, up to Grove to second for one, throw to first! In time, double play, nice turn by the Tiger defense. 2 outs, just like that in the 6th.
And hard hit here from Humphreys, but great job by Updegrove. Going to get the 6-4-3 double play. Fires it across the diamond there. This is the defense that's been playing really big behind all the pitchers in the circle. Coach Anderson says the defense has been a lot of the reason the team has stayed in ball games that have been close the last couple of games.
It's been magnificent. No errors through the first 6 games here. It's the 6th game of the season. Considering the weather, how much time you've had outside, there's Samantha Ray here to hit. And Coach Anderson says on purpose is one of the reasons why she set up the schedule like she did to play at the NFCA, play UCF here into midweek, and then stay to play at the Shriners tournament, is to get a lot of action outside defensively. The 0-1. Ray tries a bunt, bunts it foul. 0-2 the count. She likes playing this matchup with UCF because it also gives her young players their first experience playing at a softball stadium. Remember, they've been playing at Eddie C. Moore, which is not a traditional softball stadium. It's a park. And I think this is a game that both coaches like a lot. I think they learn a lot. It's a good test, good resume game for both. They've been playing almost every year since 2021. The only exception being 2022. They played here in 21, 23, and 25. They played at Mary Nutter at 2024.
And a lot of that, too, is the relationships these coaches build over the years, the respect they have for one another, wanting to go out in their teams competing.
2-2 the count. Sneaking this one in before Clearwater.
Strategic, I love it. Purposefully try to not schedule each other in Clearwater, get each other on each other's schedule. And that way you can kind of fit it in midweek and just keep the really good preseason, pre-conference games going.
2-2 is high, 3-2. Good at bat here for Samantha Ray. Here in her junior year, her older sister getting ready to play in her senior year at Weber State, who made the NCAA tournament last year. That splits their family apart as they try to figure out, are we going to Weber or are we going to Orlando? I have my preference, I think I would rather be, but that's just me. Payoff pitch. Ball 4, and Sammy Ray draws the 2-out walk. So she gets on here via the walk. Here's Beth Damon, her last at-bat.
Beth Damon was the difference maker for UCF, getting them back on top, the 2-run shot. Following Humphreys just 2 at-bats before. The power game has been huge for the Knights. That one going deep into the night.
She greeted that Marissa McCann, who came in relief in that spot.
First pitch.
Yep. Now Damon here with Ray at first. Takes a strike here from Touche. 1 on 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for UCF. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Missouri. Scored 1 in the 2nd. Knights scored 5 in the 5th. The 0-1 in the dirt. Missouri has left 7 on base in this game. UCF has left 1 to this point in this game. The 1-1. Nice pitch there. That's 1-2 the count to Damon. It was a freshman, D1 softball freshman All-American last year, second team catcher. All Big 12 freshman performer. Led the team in RBIs with 37 last year. Reaches for it, fouls it off. Was a Batgirl on the Baylor 2017 College World Series team. Of course, grew up not too far away from Oklahoma City, where the World Series is held, as well as the Big 12 Championship. The most highly touted catcher recruit in UCF softball history. Talking right now to City Ball Malone. Cracking a little joke there to lighten the mood.
I like it. You got to keep things light and fun out there. It gets way too serious at times. So
would Travis Wilson crack a joke on you when?
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's said very rare serious stuff to me. Always giving me a hard time. But I feel like I made it easy. I don't know.
You had a pretty good career.
I was easy to pick on. Still am.
1-2. Damon goes with the pitch to right, but playable as the catch is made by Watkins to retire the side. We head to the 7th. Knights with a 5-1 lead here on this Wednesday night. It gets underway tomorrow on the ESPN Family and Networks. You look at the Missouri portion of the schedule in Clearwater Friday on ACC Network against NC State and UCLA Friday night. Northwestern on Valentine's Day, Saturday morning at FAU on Saturday afternoon, and then they'll wrap it up on Sunday morning on ACC Network against Duke. Isabella Vega in relief for the Knights. Delivers first pitch, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Here to start the Knights' 7th inning, Vega here in relief.
The first non-freshman that we've seen in the circle tonight for UCF. Vega was definitely a big contributor last season, looking to come in this year and be the ace, but with a staff as deep as this, hopefully preservation of her arm is going to be key. She gets underneath her rise ball really well, and one of the things that she's been so good at throughout her career so far is a swing and miss rate.
Hayton, the pinch hitter for the Tigers, swings, hits it foul down the third base side. Reagan Vakun started the game. There she is, Zamkolski, the senior. Vakun started with the first inning plus innings. Hildy Dempsey went 4 innings in relief. Ava Stewie pitched the 6th inning. There's the chair. Back out. While they're pitching there, Alex. We were just talking about that off the air, ironically. 1-2 count. Time call.
And we think we've gotten some intel that part of the chair is when the Knights are on defense and in a 2-strike count, trying to throw him a chair, sit him down.
Like right there. Strikeout, went upstairs, did Vega, to get the strikeout for the first out.
Isabella Vega doing what she does best, that swing and miss rate with the rise ball. Good stuff there against the pinch hitter, Sokolowski.
Have a seat. See?
Throw him a
now
chair.
we figured it out,
I
Alec.
love
We
it.
figured out the riddle.
That's good stuff.
Thanks to the fans who have been asking the questions. A lot of people tuning in. 1 gone. Addie Waits at the plate, young freshman. First pitch a strike. It's 0-1 the count. This young Missouri team trying to mount a comeback now. They're at the top of the order. The 0-1 fouled off 0-2. So we now know it's not a wrestling reason they have those chairs. But as an ESPN team player, I will say, reminder that you catch WWE PLE events on your ESPN app. Elimination Chamber, February 28th. Also the home of the Super Bowl next year in the Valentine's Day.
I love it.
0-2 the count. Low for a ball, 1-2 the count. I'll have to ask Coach Paul Malone if we're home or not, but we could be hanging out at Valentine's next year.
We did that maybe a couple years ago.
Did we?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm glad you remember. 1-2 the
The
count.
last couple years are a blur.
Yank. Try the last 20. 1-2 pitch for me anyway. Did she go? No, they say. Appeal down to a third base umpire. To Brandon Jacobson there, the third base umpire.
Big pitch by Vega. Believable out of the hand. It's just going to be that slow spinner up in the zone, going to float through the zone. Eric, I'm just glad we appealed to the right umpire who had the perfect positioning to make the call.
2-2 pulled foul. So Addie Waits.
That's why we lift weights, to stay strong so we can hold
That Carly?
chairs over
Yeah.
our head.
So it's Durant and Carly Joe, I believe, they're holding the chairs. I guarantee you that was a sign predetermined who would hold the chair, right? 2-2. Corner, strike 3, frozen. Back-to-back strikeouts for Vega, and the Knights are an out away from their 6th win of the year.
Great pitch by Isabella Vega, just painting that outside corner there off the plate. Anthony Smalls getting a bigger zone. Good stuff by the sophomore.
2 gone. And the Tigers down to their last out. Gracie Britton to pinch hit here for Missouri against Vega, who really had the coming out party last year and coming in relief in this very ball game. The Knights were down 5-0. Coach Paul Malone brought in Vega, who put up a bunch of zeros, 7 innings worth of it, allowed the Knights to come from behind to win it in extra innings, and really, from that point on, Vega took off. The All-Big 12 first-teamer, freshman All-American, foul back there, and the count is 1-1. That was a memorable game. At the time, it was the largest comeback for the Knights here in a regular season, one of the largest comebacks. Of course, later in the year, they would come back from 11-run deficit in DeLand to beat Stetson in a wild game, 14-13. The 1-1 from Vega. Popped up. Damon and Griffin slides, but it's out of the reach. And the count now 1-2. If Seth Rollins is watching, he'll be proud of the way they're holding the chair. So now Vega, redshirt sophomore, trying to close this out for the Knights. Delivers 1-2. Oh, 2-2. But even tonight here, Alex, Vega much better stuff than she had against Duke, where wasn't herself in the Duke game, but she was in relief against Maryland on Friday. And so far here, her stuff looks good.
Well, she has a lot more command right now, and I think that's what I like, is to see her attacking these hitters and trying to get them on pitches off the plate.
Popped it up, foul.
That's why it's so important to get ahead, whether you're the pitcher or the hitter. You're trying to get in a hitter's count if you're the one in the box, and as a pitcher, you're trying to get ahead, strikes early, so that you can expand your zone. Your mental and your thought process completely adjusts depending on what your count is.
2-2. Ground ball to third. Knocked down by Jaimes. Will throw to first. Not in time. Great at bat by Gracie Britton. And she earned that hit and gets on base to keep the Tigers in it.
Good sharp hit down the line there. Coco Jaimes tries to come up with it with the backhand. Gonna get the bobble. Tough play overall.
It's a solid at bat by Britton. And it keeps the Tigers in it. With Sydney Forster now the freshman to hit. Young freshman, they're excited about good power to hit here. And again, you're at the right part of the lineup here. If you're the Tigers and you're Larissa Anderson, you got Forster, then Abby Hay on deck to hit here. If this inning continues, and then Abby Carr, you got your middle of the lineup here for Missouri, who can come back here quickly.
Now batting number 0, Sydney Forster.
Vega, first pitch. Jam, popped up. Jaimes makes the catch. Ball game over. Knights win it 5-1. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for UCF. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors from Missouri. The Knights improved to 6-1 on the season, while the Tigers dropped to 2-4 on the year. And the 5-run 5th inning for this Knights was the difference, with great committee pitching. Hildy Dempsey likely to get the win in relief, and Isabella Vega closes it out for UCF.
A total team win here for UCF. They got the job done in the circle, but a couple of big swings too. Obviously the difference maker there with the home runs by Sierra Humphreys, Beth Damon, huge. And not only that, Eric, the defensive plays, the double plays, I think those were game savers.
Really helped turn the momentum around there. You're right. The double play by Griffin in the 3rd inning, she turned. The double play in the 4th inning kept it a 1-run game. And then the Knights got to Sierra Harrison and Marissa McCann in that 5th inning. With the 5-run 5th, Knights now 66 runs in their first 7 games. That's the 2nd most in program history, behind only the 2021 UCF team that scored 68 that year. That team did not play the schedule, though, that this UCF team has to this point. And certainly good confidence booster, big win heading over to Clearwater, where they'll take on Northwestern and Georgia on Friday, LSU and Nebraska on Saturday, and then NC State to wrap it up in Clearwater on Sunday. As you see, Ashley Griffin and the Knights. Beth Damon now with us. Beth, you hear us?
I hear you.
Well, tell me about that home run there in the 5th there, where you took it deep for the 2-run shot. Take me through that at bat.
You know, just sticking with the plan that Coach Noah gave us. That's something we prepared for, and I just saw the pitch down, and it went out.
You saw it down, and it definitely did go out. Talk about, you mentioned Coach Noah and the impact that he's made on your guys' offensive game. What is some of the stuff that you have specifically been working on?
You know, honestly, just having confidence in myself. That's something I struggled with last year. You know, he does a great job. He's always that person who's there to hype us up. Obviously, we're working on our mechanics, but it's super nice to, you know, he's that person for us.
Hey, you as the catcher, talk about those true freshman pitchers. Bokun with the start, Dempsey, fantastic. Stewie threw well. You've been handling these young freshmen, but they're freshmen, but they don't act like freshmen, do they?
Yeah, they certainly don't. You know, they're some of the hardest workers on the team. I can always rely on them. They're trustworthy, and I'm just super proud of everything they've done thus far.
Beth, what's the momentum going into Clearwater? Like, how you guys feeling?
We're pumped. We're ready to go. Obviously, some good teams, so we're ready to go out and compete.
All right, Beth, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Congratulations on the win.
All right, thank you, guys.
Beth Damon joining us. And meanwhile, while she was doing the interview, she stayed locked in here, Alex. Look at that, focus.
The focus. She's used to having to focus with a lot of things going on, right, as the catcher? It's what they do.
Oh, that's a good point. She's used to a lot of it. Very happy. And look at that group, a lot of smiles. Big win for this young UCF team. They'll head to Clearwater, catch it on the ESPN family of networks. Got a great cruise over there at ESPN. We'll take you all the way. So that'll do it here tonight in Orlando for Lucas Rushman and Major Howe producing, directing for Alex Powers. I'm Eric Lopez saying so long from Orlando, where the final score is UCF 6 and Missouri 1. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night from the City Beautiful. Night 6-1 on the year.